In general, you should be prioritizing on showcasing your vocal skill. You should be flexing as much as possible within the 1 minute that you have. Not limited to adding flair, so lots of extra ad-libs and harmonies that aren't in the original song. If you can make those by yourself, it's a huge, huge skill. If you cannot, there are some people that take harmony guide commissions. Dynamics is so important. You want to make them replay it. So you should pick a segment of the song that shows off like a variety of dynamics or techniques. An example would be a segment that starts from the pre-chorus to like the end of the chorus that comes after it. So usually it would be like softer singing, and then in the chorus you could be like belting. Or a bridge to the final chorus. That also works as well, because the bridge will usually be like a softer, more chill section, and then the final chorus will usually have more oomph. There should be like a like a progression in the segment there. It just makes it more interesting to listen to. Yeah, like pick an interesting segment of a song and show off some vocal techniques. This can be vocal runs, it can be growling, a segment where you switch from head voice to belting and then you go back to soft singing. So showing a lot of range in your voice. Yeah. I made a short for Lisa, and the segment was the pre-chorus to the end of the first chorus. And even though it's like a ballad, it still worked because the chorus has more emotion compared to the pre-chorus. You do want to leave them hanging for more. You want to make them keep replaying it. So putting details in the audio and the visuals helps a lot. I personally don't really think it's like a big deal whether or not a short is looping. I personally don't think so. Just because if you put it on Twitter, it doesn't have like a perfect loop. TikTok also doesn't have like a perfect loop. There's like a little pause from when the video ends and the video starts up again. So you can't really have like a quote-unquote perfect loop. It's a little annoying. I personally don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's quintessential for a short to go viral that it is loopable. But you can make it loop. I do think it's very cool. But I don't think it's too important. The songs that I choose for my shorts are usually very difficult for me to sing full. Okay, yeah, pick a trendy or well-known song. It does help. Sometimes niche songs also do well, but I think picking a trendy or well-known song definitely helps most people. So number 1 is checking popular songs used in TikTok, because most of the people that use YouTube Shorts use TikTok. So if it's a TikTok famous audio, it will usually do well. So look into that. It can also be a song being covered by a lot of VTubers or utaites, or utaites for that matter. Like phony, Godish, Canaria songs in general, stuff like that, you know, the drill. or well-known VTuber originals. So like originals from Nijisanji, originals from Hololive. Or new songs from popular Vocaloid producers and anime. How do you get high-quality backing tracks for these songs? If it's by a Vocaloid producer, usually the Vocaloid producer will upload it somewhere. And I've seen them upload it in Dropbox, in like the description. So most of them upload it to PiaPro. PiaPro.jp. It's like a website. Oh yes, for the mix, make sure the editing is done properly. At least the tuning! Make sure at least the tuning is done properly. Very important. Shorts editing! Ooh. Starting with adding lyrics. I just put this first because I notice a lot of people tend to put their lyrics very strangely. And it really detracts from the whole entire short. Personal recommendation, it should be near the middle, below the face, and do not separate the translations. A lot of people tend to do this. Like the Japanese lyric is here and the English translation's here. I think it is very distracting. It gives like the viewer no specific place to like focus on, so it is so distracting. I will not recommend doing this. I think it's because people don't want the lyrics to cover the model. The lyrics don't even have to be that big. Like, this is not that big, but when you watch it on your screen or your phone, it is not, like, too small. You also don't even need to go, like, crazy on the lyric animations. Just, this is fine. This works. Yeah, white text with black outline something. Personally, I think outline with a blur, like a black outline with a blur, looks much more cinematic. So I like having that. If you look at some of my other shorts, I think it's my God-ish short or my not photogenic short. The lyrics are white and there's like a black box on the back. I think that works too. Depends on the song though. For visuals, people ask me a lot how I achieve my lighting effect. So the easiest way to replicate it is using Muro's program called Shoost. It is not free, but it comes with like a $5 Patreon subscription, I think, on their Patreon. And a lot of VTubers use it nowadays for karaoke or for chatting. I used it yesterday. And this will be the easiest way to achieve like a very aesthetic, cinematic lighting look. Shoost is very, very worth it. If you are adding lyrics through Adobe After Effects, there's a plugin, a free one called Motion Bro. It comes with a lot of transitions and text animations that are very, very useful. So Zyno, that site is where a lot of people get their like their VTuber assets. They have overlays, they have backgrounds, they have frames. They have like a little video sub-site now that has animated overlays and animated assets. Make use of it. They're all free. Very, very, very useful. There's also a site called raincar.net/sozai. This site compiles a lot of VTuber assets. So a lot of hand assets, a lot of outfits, a lot of objects. So if you don't want to scroll through like dozens of tweets on Twitter under the VTuber assets tag, then check out this website. Are there any free video editing programs? Unfortunately, I have no experience working with free video editing programs. However, there's nothing stopping you from sailing the high seas. I'm pretty sure you can achieve it with most programs. The background can be the original music video blurred or just like a fitting background. I think it's better if it's kind of blurry so that the focus is on your model. But for some of my shorts, the background is not blurred. Some green screen overlays exist on YouTube. So if you know how to do green screening in your editing app, you can search those up as well. Very important, make sure to check crediting rules for assets, because some of them, you don't have to credit them in the description. Some of them you do. Just be respectful of the people that make free assets. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're going to get into like a lot of trouble if you don't, but it's just respectful. I just think you should. So I'll do my model recording. I have to use a blue screen because my eyes are green and a lot of the stuff on my outfit is green. So I can't use green screen. Recommendation, it's your model recording will look a lot higher quality if you record it using like the NVIDIA game capture instead of OBS. Personal opinion. And then I'll add the background. This is for Shino ga Iwa, so I added Fujikaze's original MV in the back. And then I blurred it. I added a Gaussian blur. And then I made it a bit brighter. And I lowered the contrast because I thought it was too dark. I also copy-pasted the music video layer on top of my model layer and set it to like an overlay. And lowered the opacity. I also boosted the Gaussian blur on it. I also have like this blurry shadow effect on the model. The way I achieved it was copy-pasting the keyed out model video and then adding a Gaussian blur and then color correcting it so that it was really, really dark. And then I put it below my model video. it makes like this glow effect almost. I also added like an eye glow effect. I green screened out the green from my eyes and then put it on top of all the layers. So it adds like a little glowing effect. And lastly, finishing touches, I do my overall color correction. I use an app called Magic Bullet Looks. You don't have to use Magic Bullet, but I just find it easy. And I put in my lyrics here. And then I add some particles. You can see a little bit of dust here. This is how I edit most of my shorts. But if you use Shoost, you basically skip this whole entire step. So just use Shoost, it's easier. I've been planning on using Shoost more because it's just way easier. Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It does take quite a long time editing everything. Ba-da-da.